For over a year and a half now, people have been fixated on the fact that Marvel Studios Phase 4 has no direction, it's pointless, nothing is happening, and there's not even a central theme. In reality now, that we're looking forward to the start of Phase 5, looking back at Phase 4, the theme is very prevalent and most people have missed it. And the theme is loss and depression. So I've been recently just rewatching some of Phase 4, watching some of the films and favorite episodes of the TV shows, and just jotting down some notes, trying to see what I can talk about. And, while watching it, it was right around the time that I watched Shang-Chi that I started to take note of one important thing, and that's depression and loss. So, WandaVision, very much clear, and that was the central theme. But then the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it was the same thing. With Bucky, and also with what was happening with the Flag Smasher, her loss and her grief. Shang-Chi, obviously, the mother passing and the upbringing that he had, the loss that led to where we were. Eternals, all sorts of grief and loss, whether it's memory, the loss of loved ones, and what's going on. Spider-Man, with Aunt May, and with great power, great responsibility. Again, Black Widow, how that impacted Yelena and her new life. I mean, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Jane, from Thor Love and Thunder. Moon Knight. I mean, it's all there. And then you look at Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday special, and it's right there. And also, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Every one of these, one major theme is loss, overcoming depression, picking yourself up, and seeing what comes next. What can the world possibly toss at you, and what will you do with this? And it's during this rewatch that I was kind of just taking notes of how, honestly, and this isn't to insult anybody, how most of us kind of overlooked this, and I think most people overlooked it because, again, one, it's a comic book movie, there's explosions, lasers, robots, multiverse, a guy in goblin suits. But you really think about it, it goes hand in hand with how they're building up the future of the MCU, where all these people now have found a direction. And they're overcoming their depression, which picks up off of Avengers Endgame, which literally was built on loss, redemption, and finding yourself. And I think that's very important going into Phase 5 and Phase 6. Because there's a lot that you have to realize is going to deal off the back of these characters finding their way. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how, if and when, many of these themes get brought back, and if they continue through some of the early projects in Phase 5. Because I certainly think that we need to get out of this whole depressing angle. As I'm going to tell you, watching so many back to back to back to just take notes and find a couple things that I think a lot of people missed in some of these. This is the one thing that sat, really kind of stick out and sat with me for a while, where I was like, damn, they really decided not to give anybody a happy ending till the end, huh? And in some cases, their happy ending was death. A little morbid.